Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Apex 2020 and I'm joined by François Monette of Cogiscan. François, always a pleasure to see you.
Same here.
First of all, congratulations. You picked up a NPI award at the beginning of the show, and an interesting one because it's not just for you, it's for Saki as well. Tell me a bit about that.
Yes, Phil, we're very happy about that because this is an example of the type of collaboration that we have with the equipment vendor in our industry, where we bring new technologies and a bit of innovation, and they combine that with their overall product to make it really a differentiator, in their own space. So in the case of Saki, the concept is really to help them gather the data from all their different machines, because as you know, every inspection machine can generate a very large amount of data, and including images and so on. And the challenge is when you have several machines is to be able to combine all this data and to be able to store that data in a way very fast, obviously within a very short time frame, and to be able to retrieve that data very fast when you need it. So that was some of the challenges that we're facing. Typically the machine vendors are not IT specialists, so that's the expertise that we bring. And then, the first version of the product that we developed together is for which we won the award is called QD Analyzer. It's really a dashboard that allows you to display main KPIs for the different aspects of inspection, and then to be able to drill down into maybe the root cause of where the defects come from. So it's quite an impressive product, I think. We're all very happy about that, and it's really just a first step of a very long-term collaboration with Saki. So.
Yeah, and I think what you talk about of having that dashboard and being able to drill down below it is really important. When I look at the trend with smart manufacturing or Industry 4.0, I think having those dashboards and protecting people from complexity is really important, but having that complexity behind when someone else does need it is hugely valuable. Is that something you see as a trend in the way data is delivered to users?
Yeah, definitely, because the challenge is we collect so much data, and how do you make it actionable, right? How do you access only the relevant data when it's the right time? Is through the dashboards is a very good way of doing it. So you have an overall high-level view of the whole line, and then you can say, okay, this machine, there's something wrong here, and then you can start really getting to the details, and all the data is there down to individual images, even of the defects, for example, if you want to get to that level. So again, the challenge is in managing this huge amount of data. So the connectivity is the first piece, but the data management quickly becomes the critical aspect. And after that, what do you do with that data to make it useful, actionable for the users? Yeah, so that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. So I think what's really interesting when you look at the NPI award is that it is with a collaboration and a connection to a partner, and that's something that has been part of your DNA right from the start. You're just celebrating your 20th anniversary. Is that one of the key elements that's really sustained you and will help you through in the future, do you think?
I think it's definitely what makes us different from many other companies, and it's when you say it's part of our DNA, in the sense that the founders, the three founders of Cogiscan, after 20 years, we're still working together day to day. We still enjoy working with each other. Is because there's no strong ego or power trip within our company. We all believe that we all have our strengths, and if we pull these strengths together, we can do more than each one of us individually. That's how we started, and today we believe the same thing, but at a higher level, collaborating with the different vendors, different machine vendors, software vendors. They all have a core expertise, and then what we're good at is to bring all these different pieces together and make them work seamlessly. So that's really the collaboration part of it. And you're right, Saki is a good example of that. I think together we're able to come up with a product that none of us individually could have done. And so that's the key for us.
Yeah, and that adds real value, and that's what you're focused on. When you look. You look at the business over the past 20 years, it felt initially that you were a little bit ahead of what the market wanted, and it caught up. What do you see happening now and the next 20 years? That's almost impossible to predict, but maybe the next 5 years in terms of the next big challenges and opportunities for Cogiscan.
Yeah. There's a lot of challenges still. If you look back 20 years ago, we had a vision for the factory of the future, and then we didn't expect it would take so much time to put the little all the pieces in place, right? But it's normal. There's a lot of resistance to change in our industry. It's a conservative industry. You cannot disrupt operations when you bring into new technology and so on. But the last 4 or 5 years with Industry 4.0, the pace has really picked up, right? So now we feel like we're in the right place at the right time. The industry understands why it's important to connect the different machines, why it's important to collect the data, but there's still a lot of challenges to overcome. I mean, we're talking about creating new standards like CFX. It's great, but it's going to take years for those things to take into effect. And in the meantime, we have to deal with the install base, with what we have, and we have to deliver real practical solutions. And that's still quite a challenge. I mean, it's interesting to talk about artificial intelligence and what you can do, but first we have to make sure we collect the data, and that's still today quite a challenge. And that's one where we're focusing, and we're very practical guys. We like to get things done, and so it's interesting to talk about the future. We need to think about it because we need to set the stage for that, but we have to take it one step at a time. And we're still at the early stages of that revolution, if you like.
Yeah, and I think, as I say, you were ahead of the game in terms of connecting machines, but I think you were ahead of the game in terms of collaboration, because it now seems the industry's realised that this problem's too big for one company to solve, and that collaboration's there. So it's great that you already have all those amazing relationships that you can leverage. François, thanks very much for stopping by. Congratulations on the anniversary and all the coverage we're seeing in the media of it, and look forward to chatting again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.